Hello, I'm John Hobbs, and I'm with Max International. I'm going to tell you the story of how I lost a significant amount of body mass. In my 30s and early 40s, I was in reasonable shape. But as I got into my 50s and beyond, that changed. It was a combination of a desk-bound career, eating too much rich food, drinking too much wine to accompany the food, and very little physical exercise. The result can be seen in my puffed up face and neck, the size of my forearms, and the shape of my gut. A few years ago, my daughters started expressing concern for my health. They nagged and cajoled at every opportunity, telling me I needed to get in better shape. Well, I knew they were right, but I really didn't want to go to the effort to change. I would huff and puff going up a flight of stairs. Well, I admit I was a little overweight. All right, I'll tell you the truth. I was obese. I paid a premium price for most of my clothes because I had to shop in a large men's specialty clothing store. Well, finally, to put an end to the nagging, I joined the same gym where they worked out. Now, I'd never been in a gym in my life since high school. I had no clue how to use the machines and equipment or how to approach this workout thing. So in order to reduce the risk of injury, I engaged the services of a personal trainer. Now, I endured an hour of cruel torture. Training 3 times a week religiously. It was tough, but it seemed to get a little easier as time went on. I guess I was getting into better shape. I must admit that as time went by, I started to feel better and I was able to do more physically. Well, at the end of 3 months, I was able to climb a flight of stairs without huffing and puffing. I felt better. I had more energy. My weight loss, however, was less than spectacular. After 3 months of torture, I had lost a total of 1 pound, a half a kilo. Now, as I told you, I really enjoy good food. And as with most dieters will tell you, the biggest challenge to losing weight is hunger. The truth is that unless you exercise vigorously many hours a day, about 90% of weight loss has to do more with what you put in your mouth, and only about 10% is from exercise. You need to reduce your caloric intake. When your body is used to eating at certain levels and you significantly reduce that, hunger results. Absent adequate motivation and strong willpower, it's really tough to stick to a weight loss regimen for any length of time in the face of perpetual hunger. Many failed fad diets and commercial weight loss programs attest to this. Psychological willpower alone is not enough, no matter what mental gimmicks are brought to bear. And that makes most weight loss attempts a real challenge. Now, coincidentally, about the end of this initial 3-month period at the gym, I was introduced to a weight loss system. Now, the key components was some capsules, a nutritional supplement that I took a short while before each meal. Now, according to the documentation, the capsules would do 3 things. They would reduce the hunger pangs, so your eating was not driven by food cravings. They would burn off fat without the use of stimulants, and they would reduce the conversion of carbs to be stored as fat. And all of this was heart healthy. So I thought it looked pretty good. I started using the products in mid-September, and I continued the torture with my trainer 3 times a week, so no change there. And I did not make any concerted effort to dramatically change what I ate. In terms of diet, I did try to quit eating when I was full. The capsules do indeed reduce the feeling of hunger, and you feel full after much less food. I diligently weighed myself once a week. The weight did not seem to be coming off at a rate I had hoped for. The first month, there was very little weight loss. Well, I later learned that it takes a few weeks on this system for the body to rebalance itself. But what I did notice was that my clothes started to feel a little looser. What was strange, and there was no mention of this in any of the material I saw, I started to crave healthier food. Before this, I didn't much like eating fresh fruit and vegetables. But after I'd been on the product for a few weeks, I caught myself eating and enjoying grapes as well as fresh veggies with a little dip. Now, this is a side effect for which I have absolutely no explanation. I thought it was a little weird. A very nice benefit, but weird. Well, at the end of the next 90 days, this was coming up on mid-December, I'd lost 15 pounds, 7 kilos, while not changing the level of physical activity. I still endured the torture 3 times a week. But more than the pounds lost was the change in body shape. The fat was melting off, and my clothes started to hang on me. By December, I had to buy myself a new belt or risk being embarrassed by my trousers falling off. The promise of the weight loss system was met. I was less hungry. I was satisfied with smaller portions. So my caloric intake was much less. Well, afterward, I just kept on. I was eating healthier by desire, not from the application of willpower. But the thing you need to understand is that this is science. It's not magic. You are less hungry. But if you continue to eat the same amount of food you used to, despite not being hungry, you're not likely to lose weight. For me, one of the biggest challenges was ignoring my mother's voice in my head from when I was a child to eat everything on my plate. Now, to deal with that, I started putting smaller portions on my plate, and I was comfortably satisfied with that. At the end of 12 months, a year after I started, I'd lost 55 pounds, 25 kilos. I had removed 20% of my body mass. But well before the 1-year mark, I had to replace my entire wardrobe from the skin out, except my shoes and my ties. Now, my daughters, wonderful women that they are, suggested that I do the world a favor and get rid of many of my ties. Well, let me tell you, I'm not letting either one of them near my closet. But the thing is, it was fat, not muscle mass that I was losing. My percent body fat readings confirmed this. This should not have been marketed as a weight loss system, but as a fat loss system. Excess body fat is a health issue, particularly visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat in your gut area that surrounds your major organs. The fat around your organs puts unhealthy pressure on them 100% of the time, and getting that fat down is a significant health benefit. Yes, aesthetically you look better. However, as with all of the company's nutritional products, the objective is better health through applied science. Now, those of you who know me know that I'm curious and have an analytical mind. I wanted to know what was behind this healthy nutritional supplement. So I did some research. I looked at a number of peer-reviewed and published studies, and the simple answer was that certain of the ingredients in the capsules switched on something that in the body called the AMPK pathway. Now, I'm going to spell it out for you just this once, AMPK. Adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase. Oh, that's a mouthful. AMPK pathway, adenosine monophosphate activated protein kinase. Now, we believe that this is how the formulation got the name switch, because it switches on this thing in the body. Now, based on my research, switching on the AMPK pathway is directly responsible for much of the fat loss benefits of the formulation. Reduction of hunger, so you're reducing caloric intake, reduction of carbohydrates being converted to stored fat, and accelerated burning off of stored fat without the use of stimulants. So these 3 things result in fat loss. In addition, based on my research, it may have several additional health benefits beyond just helping with the fat loss. So, bottom line, based on my experience, the supplement is effective for fat loss. And as a result of my research, I will probably continue to take the capsules even after I reach my target weight to exploit possible additional benefits. Now, as with all of the company's nutritional products, the objective is better health through applied science. To get more information, put info, I-N-F-O, in the comments for this video.